early December, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. How are y'all doing today? Now, basically, they dropped the new Player of the Month, ladies and gentlemen, and which means new 12-0. People are gonna try to go 12-0 now. Yeah, you feel me? So I'm gonna teach you guys a couple ways to make it easier for you. Yes, you. To go 12-0. As you can see, I don't usually go 12-0. I haven't really this year. It's not super duper worth it to me. I know that sounds kind of stupid, but I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it really worth it to go 12-0 this year? Let me know in the comments. But if you are trying to, if you have a budget squad, you're trying to make it 12-0. You're trying to get those new pink diamonds, whatever. I don't even know what the card they're dropping. Whatever it is, you're trying to get that. I'm gonna give you guys some easy ways on how you, yes, you can go 12-0 in a small amount of time. I know people have used these methods and have gone 12-0 in like 2 hours, 3 hours. Simple, 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 simple. All right, boys, so let's get right into this, ladies and gentlemen. Before we get into this video, I need everybody who is watching this video right now, about like what? Like I think over 87% of the people who watch my videos, meaning the watch time of my videos, are actually from people who are not subscribed to the channel. Bro, we could have an extra, like over like 10,000 subscribers if every single person who ever watched my video subscribed. So if you can, if you're watching this video and you've never seen my beautiful face on your screen, do me a favor and smash a subscribe on the video. Make sure to turn on post notifications as well. If you turn on post notifications, you get these cool little update videos every single day, boys, because we are uploading every single day in December. So, I mean, listen, it doesn't get much better than that. I'm posting informational videos. I'm posting sick gameplays. You know the vibes, boys. Subscribe to get fresh new daily content every single day. Let's get right into this though, boys. So basically, first step, we're starting all the way at the end with the coaches. Obviously, a lot of people don't know, coaches actually have a really big part of this game, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Nurse is one of my favorite coaches. He gives a +3 and a +5 ball handle, +5 mid-range, and +5 perimeter defense. He's good for mid-range. He's really just all around like a very good coach. Some other coaches that you kind of want to take a look at. This D'Antoni is good. He's more of an offensive. You see, he actually has nothing for defensive here. Obviously, he's the Houston Rockets. Popovich is much more defense. As you can see, defensive consistency, perimeter defense goes up. So he's much more defensively oriented. I think Steve Kerr is also very offensively. He has a +5-3, you know what I'm saying? +5 ball handle, +5 mid-range. Yeah, so those are just some of the coaches to look at. This year, coaches aren't actually that expensive as well. They're much more cheap than in recent years. In the past, the diamond coaches would go for like over 50K. This year, they're like around 20K, 30K, I'd say. So that's a big deal, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure to check that out, boys. Let's get right into the next section. Moving on from coaching, obviously. So if you're wondering what coach I use this Nick Nurse. He gets +5 driving layup, +5 close shot, +5 mid-range, +5 perimeter defense, +5 ball handle, +5-3. He gets that a lot of offensive, which I like having an offensive lineup because anyway, all my players are pretty good at defense. And then he kind of just adds that +5 perimeter defense for any players who lack perimeter defense. And yeah, that's a big deal, you feel me? Because anyway, all my players basically are good on defense, but you know, we gotta make sure that they're good, you know what I'm saying? So basically, the one thing we're gonna look at right here in franchise is actually this Pelicans Playbook. I believe the other one that works is the Celtics. Don't take my word for it. I would just literally just go with the Pelicans right now. That's the best bet for you. But yeah, Pelicans Playbook, bang. You're gonna see why I picked the Pelicans Playbook in a little bit. But for now, let's just get right into it. So boys, one strategy that you can actually use, and I never really use this strategy because I like using like a really good team. But let's just say you wanted to go 12-0 easier, and you basically what you would do is you would actually make your team a little bit worse than usual. You would, for instance, maybe you play some budget ballers. Let's say you played this Malcolm Brogdon, he's pretty good. Let's say you threw in a Diamond D'Lo just to get, you know, use some firepower off the bench. Maybe you threw in this Paul Pierce, or let's just say this Andrew Wiggins. You know what I'm saying? Power forward, fuck it, we'll be nice. Give ourselves a freaking Siakam. Center, we're gonna just put in Vucevic. Let's just say this is a starting lineup. You're running maybe a couple Rubies, a couple Amethysts off the bench. You're most likely actually going to run into a lot of players that basically have worse teams, if that makes sense. Most players who have worse teams, that usually means they are worse players. Budget squads are super duper effective when it comes to this stuff because you want to play against the worst type of player possible. Most players who are super duper good at the game and are sweats at this game are usually going to have teams that are very good. It's pretty rare for a player, like, unless you're running into a player who's doing exactly this and going into a budget squad, so that's easier to go 12-0. Usually you're going to run into players who have good teams, who are always good players. So if you actually make your team worse, if you dumb your team down, that's actually going to help your chances and help your chances fighting against worse players. I'm going to get into a domination game. I'm just going to show you all my in-game settings, all that good stuff. And yeah, this is literally just all how to go 12-0, how I usually go 12-0. We're just going to go against the easiest team possible. Rookie, no, we're not going against them. That would be kind of AIDS. Let's go to the rookie Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's just peek this out real quick. Let's get it. Again, boys, we're halfway through the video, so if you're watching this video, if you got all the way through this, you might as well subscribe, might as well drop a like, might as well turn on post notifications, and do me a favor and follow my social media. All right, let's continue, boys. All right, so the first thing, sometimes you may actually see it in my videos. First thing I do is actually go to defensive settings and literally just copy these exact defensive settings and make this tight. For whatever reason, this will make the on-ball defender guard the ball much closer, allow extreme very little safe, meaning no more threes. Go over on screen. Oh, sorry. This is also at tight as well. Same exact thing. Off ball and on ball, all tight. Go over on screens. Go over the ball on screens. It's very important. No hedge. No. Go over on that as well. No hedge again. Keep that. Go over. It's very, very simple. All of these I kind of just let go. Sometimes I help on drives. Usually I don't, but you know, sometimes I will just turn it on. Offensive settings, I don't even look at these. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not really into these. I don't think it matters. I guess sometimes you want to change this to the best one is to put it into 4 out, 1 in, but I think it's automatically already on that. I usually just keep that. Or I sometimes will actually make it the Warriors because the Warriors, oh no, never mind, the Warriors don't do something. But as you can see, the 4 out, 1 in actually makes it easier for you to get yourself more 3-pointers, as you can see. Same thing, 4 out, 1 in, 3 out is also solid. I would say 4 out, these two are the best right here. Those are the best right there. Alright, let's get this. So let me just show you real quick what I do. I always go here, freelance set, let's go. 4 out, 1 in active, boom. What you're gonna do, actually you're gonna wanna go to, and I'll show you this after, basically what you're gonna, because it's good. I'm not gonna have enough clock to show you guys. On defense, I always go for a, I usually go for a half-court press, usually. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. People tell me not to do this. I kind of still like it. Half-court press, I'll show you guys what that does as soon as I show you this, basically. So basically what you're gonna wanna do, you wanna go to position play calling, Giannis, and then you're gonna wanna go over here. I don't know why it's not letting me press R2 and L2. Why isn't it letting me do that? I don't know, bro. Why isn't it letting me do that? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. What the hell, dude? Come on. Why? D-Rose is, I don't know how D-Rose. Anyway, as you can see, what a half-court press does is this actually shifts everybody over and it actually helps you get more steals, more inbound steals. Inbound steals a lot of times leads to people quitting. It's like the most amount, like people quit all the time just because they get the ball inbound stolen. As you can see, everybody comes in, you're kind of just want to try to get inbound steals. Almost got an inbound steal there. It just pressures the opponent. It makes the opponent throw way more turnovers on defense, as you can see right there. But let me just real quick show you guys if we can freaking do this. I don't know why it's not letting me. Basically, because we're in a 4 out 1 in, basically what you're gonna do with D-Rose, you're just gonna run a quick isolation, and it's basically gonna space out most players out of the court, and it's just gonna give you a good ISO basketball. And then usually, if you're playing against a bad defender, you're gonna cave in. You're gonna get an easy bucket. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3 ABCs. Simple, dimple, dimple. Boys, if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and smash the like button. Again, boys, do me a quick favor. If you're not following the Twitter, if you're a subscriber on this channel, a lot of people aren't following my Twitter. I feel like my Twitter is kind of dead, so I kind of want to revive that. So let's revive that by following me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram as well. I got a bunch of crazy announcements, bro. December is going to be a crazy month. Yeah, guys, if you enjoyed this, smash and subscribe new, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.
She left me. Bye. Now she broke 'cause she she pregnant. Little bitch, so she curved me. But all she did was encourage the fact that she was unworthy. I told the gas to overcome the past. Over these Benjamins, I lost a lot of friends. It was all work, make them more envy. I've been balling out since the purse panties, cause
don't wanna love no more. Don't wanna trust no more.